Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back. The Hermit Gamer doing the Hermit Gamer doing solo hardcore playthroughs of X-Men Legends 2. We have done Colossus, the Siberian Express. He charged through 5 acts. In the end, it was a brutal struggle as I got back into the swing of playing this game. Thankfully, he has a busted kit and it hard carried me, though I did have 2 full resets as a result of very sad deaths. The next with Cyclops was a butter smooth run, not a single death. You can see it all there. Still, it was also a slow run. Now, this time I didn't actually know who to play. I had some ideas. I was kind of I was kind of trying to randomize. I asked someone to pick a number, and I was like, thinking, oh, I could get Gambit. I'll call it Cards Against Humanity or something like that. You know what? Come try. Hey, I get Juggernaut. I'll call it X-Men Legends 2, Electric Juggaloo. Like, some of these things they just write themselves. I didn't get either of them. I got someone else. So let's do the start screen. You can probably guess who it is.
Let the games begin.
Yes, it's so. I think I've mentioned in the past, both Wolverine and Sabretooth are kind of two of the worst characters in this game. Really amazing DPS machines in a team, but on their own. They don't have any serious damage mitigation. They don't have invincibility buttons. They don't even have reliable room clearing ults. They have no range. All they have is damage. Outrageous amounts of damage. They do have some CC with Raw, but mostly it's just damage. You can certainly get passive resistances. Very, very, very nice. I don't think we're going to make this, to be completely honest. Also, the funny thing is, because I get freaking Sabretooth, like, at least if you go as Wolverine, at some point, also, I want to get a better skin. AoE is such a classic, but we gotta go with, like, the classic 90s. Anyway, at least if you were to go Wolverine, also, we're gonna go talk to ourselves. We'll literally break the time-space continuum here. Why you got that cake? Anyway. Anyway. Anyway, what was it? Yes, at least if you went Wolverine, at some point you're going to get to do his Danger Room mission, so you get a free level. Not much, but it's something. And you get a really, really freaking good item. Sabretooth doesn't even get a Danger Room mission because he's a PC exclusive bonus character who is just a one-for-one clone of Wolverine. Oh, Wolverine would also start at a higher level because he played the prologue. So, yeah, we're literally playing Mom, can we have Wolverine at home? And here, behold, is Wolverine at home. I'm so, like, look, I shouldn't be worried about this early part. And this is what makes a character like this so painful, is, like, you can have the most, like, comfy... Oh, no, wait. What are my keybinds? Hold on. But you can see this guy does a lot of damage, just like with his melee attacks. He's got good strike, but... Alright, I need to go to options. Wait, no, I shouldn't need to go to... Hold on. What I really need to do is... Okay. Oh, he literally doesn't even start with a skill point. Oh, Lord, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? So, yeah. Also, one skill point. And that's gonna, like, hurt me in my soul, because these two characters, like, these are really skill-hungry characters. Like, you have multiple passives that take 20 skill points to max. Thankfully, we can kinda just bash our way through okay here. I'll have to do a little bit of kiting. The auras, whatever auras the first boss mob get, could be genuinely dangerous. This is kind of the first big fight of the game, and I'm genuinely curious to see how it goes with no damage abilities. It's not that this guy's like, this is going to be a struggle, like getting through this first part with like down one skill point. I'm almost tempted to like go back and do the trivia game, because at least that would get me a level and one skill point, but I don't really want to make the stream watch the trivia game, because it genuinely takes like 5 minutes to get through it. Pardon? Come over here. Alright. Oh, the pop-up doesn't hit them. What? Yeah. Once we get the like even like one skill point, we're gonna do okay. Once we get to like level 7, we're gonna do okay. When we get to like it's just like, what do you do about enemy burst? As either this guy or Wolverine, you're just in hot poo. You have an ultimate that, where is it? It's so bad. Like, and yet you will probably still use it. Because if you know you're going somewhere where you could die, I mean, you kind of get a life, but like, yeah. Like, the game expects you to max this. Absolute piece of garbage. But as I said, bad as it is, we probably will use it. The problem is, like, whatever killed you is very likely to just, like, instantly down you again. But yeah, their first level attack skill is pretty decent. So it's way, way, way better than Colossus's. His is nightmarish to get through this first part. So, yeah, that damage. Like, these guys do a lot of freaking damage. As far as being, like, you know, boss killers and stuff like that, it's these two and Kurt, maybe Juggernaut. Like, if you set aside things in the game that are just flatly broken interactions, like the way Iron Man works with the motion amplifier, or Sunfire and Pyro's interaction with Fireblade, Bishops with Sapping Strike, blah 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 blah, then these guys are genuinely top tier for boss damage. Even when you put those interactions in.
You bet.
You didn't
Say, let me create 2. It's no trouble. Sure.
These guys shred bosses. They're so good at boss killing.
Be careful in this area. It had, yes.
And no luck thus far with any like plus damage gear. I'm gonna have a look at what Forge has. Let me take that waypoint back, sell what we've got. Maybe do a danger room. But yeah, I don't think, when I say I don't think we'll make it through with this guy, I can very, very easily see this guy or Wolverine getting to like Act 4, Act 5, and then just falling over from some burst, from some like random amped up boss mob. And it's just like, for whatever reason, you didn't use your ultimate, so you don't get a resurrect. And even if you do get a resurrect, maybe they just instantly burst you down again, and then it's even more depressing. Marvelous. That I didn't even notice them. That's a really nice start for gear. Okay, game, you're gonna do me solids like that. I'm here for it. I need it. I genuinely need the help. So like, please, let's be decent about this. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, shake that healthy waistband. We've got astonishing. That's good.
There's quite a selection, isn't there?
Glowing, psychic, astonishing. So much gear, but at least we got some stuff to save for. We got some stuff to shop for. That's good. And it's different to what we're putting on as well. So let's chuck those. Marvelous band of agility. That really is a marvelous item. And then we'll go and we'll do hidden goods. We're pretty close to a level. Like, I really do need to like squeeze it a little bit with this guy, at least in this act.
The training course is activated. Begin.
Oh, that's right. I'm literally just I'm
done.
waiting for a freaking enemy to show up. I'm so stoned. It's ridiculous. How do I not know how to play this game? I mean, the good thing about this is, like, if you are one of the, you know, millions of people out there screaming for more X-Men Legends 2 content,
The course is now complete.
I'm kind of your only person to come to. I've cornered the market. I'm sorry. You just have to get used to me. Yeah, I know. I don't like you either, so, you know. We just gotta do what we can. So this is the basis of a lot of their damage. It eventually becomes very strong. However, we're not going to be using that. Particularly not in the early game. We can't fuck with that shit. What we need is stuff like this. Like, we genuinely need survivability. Like, this is, you can tell, it's a gimmick. It's a silly thing, you know. This has zero utility. In the very early game, yeah, it could potentially save you because, like, look, if I have to wait that long between fights to save potions, if I'm in that dire a spot in this game, I'm done. Like, just make it quick, please. I'll restart and get a better run. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I have to win that way, I don't want to win that way. But it is a way to win. It does make these guys very safe through these like horrible early game dungeons. Specifically the one that's coming up now. But I'm not that worried. If you've got a good attack skill, you can do fine in there. You know, if your attack skill has any kind of smidge of AoE, you should be okay. Okay, they do a good chunk of damage. You see, like, even things like how quick their attack speed is compared to someone like Colossus. You know, this guy and Wolverine, they're kind of like the, I don't know, sort of DPS, like middleweights. Kurt and Toad are like the lightweights, and then you got the heavyweights. And the heavyweights are more like tanks, you know, Rogue and Colossus.
No.
And here we are, the most dangerous place in the game, as far as I'm concerned. At least the most stressful, and these the most dangerous enemies in this act. These little guys, very specifically, but of course, that also means the big guys who poop them out. Now, he's tough. Yeah, I actually want to trigger these traps before we sort of trigger the big trap, if that makes sense. And then I want to clear out the room. So we'll do a one pass of this room. This is one of the most dangerous rooms, I'm telling you. Like, you can just lose so many... Like, you're not going to die in here. You're not going to get overwhelmed by bursts, so you very much shouldn't. But what will happen, what definitely can happen, is you just get so beaten up in this fight that you lose so many resources that, like, you just can't make it through the rest of this dungeon. Like, you know, you can portal back to get some health pots and stuff, but... These ones have to go instantly.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
All we want to do is hunt these guys. Literally ignore that guy. I'm not turning around for him. He's fine. He doesn't poop out those little bugs. Those little bugs are so freaking dangerous. Oh, how did I not hit this? Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We're cool. We're doing quite well here. I really struggle doing this as... Alright, there's another... Yeah, another little... spawner there. Leave me alone, I'm looking for spawners. And that's gotta be the last one. Tom said, dude. Alright, let's do that level. Start of the game, you have no choice. You just have to put focus if you actually want to use abilities. And it's so tempting to just... So I want this at level 7. Yeah. We'll get a respec. We'll probably need 2 respecs with this guy. He and Wolverine are a little bit kind of clunky to build. Like, they have really, really clear and separate, like, early and late game build, like, setups. But we do actually have some really nice AoE, like, that we get pretty early. And that's going to really help us going through, like, the Cersei tunnels and stuff. But honestly, this guy's doing fine in here. Part of it is, like, I just played, like, an absolute freaking... Like, I really sat up for that room because I just wanted to be able to, like, relax a little bit for the rest. Not that it was, like, you know, as I say, it's not that the game is mechanically intensive, it's just... purely about making the right decisions. And yeah, we don't want like these little ankle biters like just hang around behind us because they come up. They're scripted to kind of like zip around and be difficult to kind of catch, and they don't really kind of come at you until I've got to get better at like using these like little techs. Like, you can use this to like put some quick damage in and then hop out. Now this, oh lord, that's so obscenely dangerous. I genuinely don't even know how to approach it. Alright, I may have just balked myself by like not giving myself a path back. But at some point, we have to start kiting back to where we actually have space. Oh, how are we supposed to get to that? Okay. Operation Peel the fucking onion begins. Every full-size enemy we can pull away from that while ignoring the little guys is something that... How does that not hit twice in a row? Every one of these big guys we can pull away and kill, assuming I can actually hit something with my... Elevation just fucks auto-aim in this game. Alright. As I was saying.
Who's bad?
Every full-sized enemy we can like peel away from this mob is just clearing more space for me to potentially get in and snipe this aura guy. And that's that. We're done. Okay. Like, I know I probably could have just quaffed a bunch of potions and like gone in and, you know, gotten the aura guy, but I can see how it will end, you know what I'm saying? I can literally see the death screen and how I will get there. I can hear the sounds. I know how it can play out. We really need to try and peel these guys a little bit, because if I just run straight into that, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. But sanity is also a resource. Like, health is a resource, life is a resource, so is your sanity. Sometimes you just have to, like, do things a little bit less than optimally because, you know, you don't have time. You see how dangerous these little guys are. And it's the fact that, like, so many of them can, like, clump up together, and they're all, you know, getting attacks off at you. Yeah, so this is when we need to go in. Look how tanky they are! This ability can't even kill them. Oh, how long have we been down? I feel like I've been down in these tunnels, like, all my life. Oh, I really want another point in Strong-Willed. It really helps. But I kind of need a point in... I need to start putting points in this, even though it's a really weak buff for the time being. And get some points in Talon Mastery. It's really kind of weak for the time being as well. But then it's like, so is this. We just slowly peel this onion. These little guys, like, they're very clearly just like, you know, a lazy resize of the other beetles, and they just don't work properly. like so many abilities won't actually auto-target them and stuff, and I don't care that they're like really dangerous. Like honestly, you could make them do more damage if there was some way to like fix up the fact that you can't really target them properly. But yeah, look how many of these, like how far have we freaking kited shit here? But we're not doing that badly. For potions. Considering what we actually got as like our first real boss mob, that was a really unlucky spawn, like a really dangerous aura. On the first really dangerous fight in the game. And that is how you deal with it if you have to. If you don't have better tools. You know, like Kurt literally just presses one button and just flies through that entire boss mob and kills it all with his level 1 skill, because his level 1 skill is so good. You know, some of the characters in this game are literally just built different to the others. Yeah. Didn't think we'd have the luck to get any upgrades here. I do want to grab a bridge builder and get this homing beacon.
Shouldn't have got my way.
Alright. Alright. Just to punish myself a little bit more, only like, you know, quest essential puzzles can we get help. Alright, we gotta dive these two chumps out of here.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
And then, honestly, look, we've been down here so long, you know, why not just set ourselves up for success? Try to, like, peel this onion a little bit as well. Alright, I gotta kill that robot. Why are there so many of these fucking things? Like, see the number of spit trails coming out? Alright, we have to deny them a sight line. And... Alright, and I don't mind taking a little bit of damage for that, that's fine. Like, we're actually doing pretty damn well considering what we've had to deal with down here. You know, sometimes the game is like, oh, you're playing one of the weaker characters. Alright, you know, hey, we'll do you some solids. And sometimes the game, like, you know, just gets that, like, evil gleam in the eye when it sees your weakness and is like, easy prey, huh? Like, how many levels have we gotten down here? It's crazy. That would be nice. I really wish you got it passively. But if we're doing, you know, help from others only to complete essential puzzles, then I'm gonna need it. And I might as well just, you know, bite the pillow and take it now rather than spend more time thinking about it. Where did you come from, asshole? More of these guys. Done. Damn. Oh no, 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 no. That was just me taking a hit while I was in the air.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
Alright. Bit of a rough fight, and we will need to buy potions. I had to buy potions with Scott, I had to buy potions with... I actually can't remember if I had to buy potions with Colossus or not. I think I did at some point. You know, that's kind of just part of these early game tunnels. Hey, I'm not on 0-0, so... I'm still in the tunnel, so I know that, but... Oh, that blessed health potion, thank you. And then we still have this huge freaking area. Oh my god, how much damage did they just do? That was crazy. Just two normal ass bugs just freaking half health me. Like what? I need to take the bugs a little bit more seriously. Yeah, we'll get you out from the aura.
You shouldn't have gotten my way.
I hate how this thing just like wants to like faff about rather than actually get stuck in. So what do we have here? Alright. I don't like how fast they move. Let's see. Ah, that was pretty okay. And oh wow, like just a flurry of like clutch last second potion drops. Like I said, sometimes the game just does you a solid, and it just did us a solid. Like we don't have to go back and buy potions now. That's so nice.
We have spotted the enemy.
I've spotted the enemy.
What we can. Watch out for the targeting beam.
Watch out for the targeting beam. So it would be nice to go get the weapons cache that's around here. But, yeah, new rule. Honestly, it makes the game a little bit less of a fuss for me. But it may mean I have to do a little bit of like danger room grinding and trivia gaming and stuff like that to make up for the lost EXP.
Well, yeah, now I'm. Oh, yeah, this.
I love getting hung up on a rock like that. Oh, we just did that fight so badly. You have to push through to have room to deal with them. You guys just came in like freaking ninjas.
Oh no, further.
Oh no, further. Let me break the thing, please. Let me. No? Alright. I give up. I lose. I lose again, alright. I'm not gonna worry about it. So you can go that way, you can get a weapons cache, but you need someone who can build bridges or fly.
So good to see you.
Alright, if you guys are gonna like get stuck like that, completely failed to actually hit them. That's fine.
Look out! You've been targeted. Keep away from that targeting beam.
So coming up on the boss. First boss. Or first mini boss, I guess you'd say. That was something I did like about Path of Exile, at least in the first act. It genuinely felt like there was like a little, like it felt like there were, Path of Exile 2 I mean, it felt like there were events going on.
Well, what have
You know,
we here?
like,
Looks to be exactly what you're wanting.
you know, like encounters
One
like
of the-
this were like all the time things where you just have some like little boss with like his own mechanics or patterns to learn or something. That was really cool. But you didn't seem to get much of that in the second act. I was also like really out off my face for like the 60 or so hours I played that game. Like 60 or so, I don't know. I played it for a few hours. I don't know, kind of a week off and on. Maybe 2. And yeah, I was kind of on like a bit of a bender. You know, I'm always like at peace with not being like perfectly sober, but it's not always like that. Alright, maybe I can grab that psychic gear if I had the money, just because it'll give me like such a nice damage spike for this boss fight, and just, you know, it'll all be like smoother and
Hello.
less horrible.
How you?
Oh, that's so tempting. Like, one thing I will say for Wolverine and
Having
Sabretooth is they
difficulty
don't
coming
want
to
for
a
like
decision.
good places to put skill points. Like, alright, what's that? 2 grand? It's pricey, but it's worth it. It's gonna make the whole early game just flow by much more comfortable, much easier. Just have to use way less energy to get our damage in. Just bash our way through so many more problems. Like, gearing in the early game, in this game, is so important. And then it just, the value of it kind of falls off in the late game, because by the late game you have, you know, gear. And like, yeah, you may not have like best in slot,
The enemy is at my position.
but it's enough.
Shouldn't have gotten my
These guys are rough.
hard time.
If you don't have an ability that can just kind of like cut through a pack of them. It's funny, even Colossus was handling them a little bit better because he had, alright. Now this is going to be really freaking nice, but yeah, I'm going to need to adjust my keybinds because I'm still on the kind of keybinds I hacked together for myself while playing as Cyclops, so and it's just that simple. So this ability, it's really good. It stuns. It thrills, it kills, it slices, it dices. And look how much strike these guys get, just like 30. And they really are supposed to be like DPS machines. And it's like, in theory, if you could get enough skill points, they wouldn't have to be glass cannons either. But this thing's not so good to aim, but the cleave on it can get enormous value, just like with Colossus's charge. There's horrible stuff up there. That's so dangerous. This may just kill us. Like,
Need more power.
that was absolutely insane. Like, they just weren't taking damage. That was crazy. And I genuinely will have to go back and buy some potions now before the boss fight. But yeah, that's one of those really fun early game wombo combos that can just kind of kill you. Where you get a tough enemy that irradiates you, and then you get another one that drains your EP.
Here they are.
Mess with me.
But yeah, anything vulnerable to stun is just going to be like much easier to deal with thanks to that. As sometimes it just cleaves through beautifully like that, other times it just sort of Alright, I'll actually have to leave this area to... Oh, no, I can portal. Alright. Yeah, normally it shuts down the blink portal in boss arenas, but apparently not here, so it's cool. And grab some potions because of that. Freaking, like, the stuff that Sabretooth's had to deal with, man. Like, the game's just, like, already trying to bully me. And I'm already on, like, a...
I think you'll find my prices to be most reasonable.
You know, it's a dicey character to begin with. Like, I don't need to be bullied in addition. Come on, give me some luck. It did give me a good item, I'll give it that. Like, I can't really complain. Those wristbands, gloves, whatever. Gloves. We just call them gloves. The gloves are really good.
My way.
And we shouldn't have much problem fighting Grizzly. Grizzly's an easy fight. You just kind of run into him. And sometimes you just cannot hit these guys with these like close range attacks. Not into the fire, you dick. But yeah, look at our EP regen. This is because we did the, oh gosh, we did the right thing and just, you know, put our first couple of levels, like, pump them straight into energy. So the trick with Grizzly, like quite a lot of bosses, is to kind of just run towards them. difficulty is then on like finding the space and timing to, you know, dink him with a melee attack. So you're kind of gonna get blocked a lot. Like if you saw me do this with Cyclops, like he pretty much didn't touch me at all. But it's fine because the melee attacks do decent damage and you just kind of kill them down quickly without getting too beaten up. And there we go. First boss fight done. This is also like, when you get to like this place, you kind of shouldn't be able to lose the game anymore, like just due to like potions, because even though there's only a small number of barrels there, if you leave this area and come back, this is the case in all boss arenas, all the breakables in the arena instantly respawn. Like you don't have to reset the cache for your maps to get everything to respawn in a boss arena. That's what you would normally have to do. And that is something you can do, but it's not really feasible this early in the game. You need more waypoints to really do it. But yeah. So let's say you literally finish that fight on like, you know, 0 potions and you have no money and blah blah blah. Like you can actually very slowly, but you can just farm, you know, your full, you know, 10 or whatever potions.
Hello.
And however, and you know, a few credits to like buy some more if you need them. And yeah, there's nothing else to get there. This skill point is so cheap that, yeah, why not? Like, cause this guy just wants all the freaking skill points. It's just how it do be. I kind of want block for some upcoming boss fights. It would be nice to have. Yeah, why not? Alright. And yeah, we're gonna do these. I want the items, I want the credits, I want the bonus stats, and I want,
You
you
may
know,
now begin your course. Excellent.
so I'm gonna be way more diligent about actually doing danger missions with this guy, because he needs it. If I get to a point where I feel like I don't, cool.
All objectives have been
Here's the reality.
Course is
We're
now
going to
complete.
be
Well done.
about no more or no less tanky than Cyclops, because we'll be able to spend fewer points on health, because we can't just pump health and focus forever. Like, you know, we have to get some damage from somewhere. This guy's only strength is his damage. But okay. So we're never going to have as many skill points to just hurl straight into body as Cyclops does. And the only kind of tanking ability that we have over and above Cyclops is those passive resistances, which are good, don't get me wrong. Like, the tiniest little amount of elevation and the auto-targeting in this game just goes head up its own backside. Thankfully, these guys just aren't as dangerous in here, because you don't get boss mobs of them. I was just talking about how you don't get dangerous boss mobs of those guys.
one gonna stop me now. Shouldn't have messed with me.
Yeah, that guy just needs to be insta-sniped. But honestly, now that we have this and we're through that first dungeon, like the first act is going to be fine. All right. I have to play it a little bit safe. We get so much passive strike that like it almost maybe it will be the play to do this max body and focus. Oh, your brother. Okay, this I believe is an upgrade, and quite a good one too. Yeah. So we actually have damage gear on every slot now. We still can't just like hit a bug without abilities, but like the damage is going to be good for all of Act 1 now, and if it falls off, it's just because this guy's kit sucks. Which is true of Wolverine as well. They have identical kits. Wolverine is slightly better because he does the prologue, he starts at level 1, he doesn't start missing a skill point for some sadistic reason. He has a character-specific danger mission, so he can get an extra level for free. He gets a really strong, unique item for free. But these are all minor. They're the kind of things that, like, it feels shitty to not have them after you've had them, but if it weren't for, like, you knowing it in your head that it's different, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. Alright, we want to peel that onion a little bit. But this little pirouette, you kind of have to lean on this quite hard. As any melee character, mobility is always at a premium, especially mobility that can, like, have you slide straight through enemy hit masses, save you from getting body blocked. Like, even if you don't end up using that ability as DPS, you're kind of always going to use it as mobility to, like, dive into crowds and out of crowds. And early game, it's so good. It's one of the better abilities. Like, probably the best early game ability is Kurt's Divine Blades. It's just, the range on it is bonkers. The damage does bonkers. Deadpool has a very similar ability, but it doesn't hit as many enemies. It does more damage. So something I would really like to do, maybe the next one won't be randomized, because I kind of like the idea of doing, oh, that's so awful, and then, like, stiffing me on the camera and not actually letting me see it is just, like, fiendish nonsense. But we're just going through it like butter now because of the gear drops we've had, like, just that little kick of, like, early kick in the bum, early game power is really good. Like, we just beat them to death in like 2-3 hits. Like, that guy one-shotted. Like, just bonk bonk, go away. I'm not wasting energy on you. And it's like I say, sometimes the game does you a solid, sometimes the game, you know, smells you, like, sometimes the game, like, it knows you're weak, and it's like, you know, okay, we'll go easy on this guy, we'll give him some nice stuff. You know, other times, it smells the weakness, it smells the vulnerability, and it's just, like, licking its lips, you know, going in for the kill. it kind of felt like it was doing that to me initially. Like, we had a really rough start. Really, really rough. Like, that giant freaking onion we had to peel in the initial Cersei caverns was brutal. Yeah, we get them into like a nice narrow spot like that and just go through them. And yeah, I do have might, so, you know, I might as well be getting some value from it. He just went through all three of them. That was brutal. But yeah, if this guy seems like strong early game, just remember when I compared his kit to... Okay, so let's just compare his kit in the most meaningful ways to Colossus, alright? Colossus got passive resistances, we get passive resistances, yeah, that's fair enough. He has to kind of spec into his a little bit, so we even have a teensy advantage there. He doesn't really have any good passives, apart from like Steel Skin is okay early game. We got a bunch of pretty good passives. And Enhanced Senses is not great, but it's okay if you want that kind of thing. I mean, we've got some like buffs and debuffs that are decent. Roar is quite good. Feral Rampage is really good if you like invest the points into it. It synergizes with some of his stronger stuff. You know, we just got all these like really high damage abilities. Early game, this is better than anything Colossus has. But when you get into the real powerhouse stuff, like look at our ult, for example, the damage is like Colossus just does that much damage to everything on the screen with Demolition. It's just like, oh, okay, I just nuke the entire screen. Whereas we have a cap of like how many targets we can hit. There is a little AoE around them, but still. And then like Colossus just has invincibility, and we have this like weird conditional resurrect thing that just...
Gonna stop me now.
Whoever voiced Sabretooth in this game did a really good job. But the voice acting in this game is like generally pretty damn good. Can't say a bad word about it. Now, the damage we have right now is like so good that it feels bonkers not to... Not to give at least some priority to survivability. Not that, you know, that's not a great survivability skill. You know, it's giving us like a tiny little bit of damage reduction. And not even on like every attack, but on a lot of dangerous attacks, so it's 100% worth having. But look at this, we just going through it like hot knife through butter. And it's so safe with the stun. But, you know, I knew this was a really good ability. There's never any bones about how this guy would do in the early game once you get out of the Cersei caverns, the like initial... Right, let's get them into a choke where we can just kind of cut through them a bit. Yeah, there we go. Save ourselves some energy. Where'd you come from? Yeah, the energy regen. It's not where I'd like it to be, but honestly, like for a character who has no passive regen and starts with really low focus, it ain't that bad. Could be worse. Like this guy and Wolverine start with like 10 focus. If you don't like instantly start pumping them, you're just gonna have a really bad time in the early game.
Hello.
Yeah, we just, you know, since we can just whoosh back here for free, we might as well. Might as well. But yeah, this guy's gonna be. See, this is one of the things I like about a game like this. Is like you play for a little power spike, and then ultimately you like play to get your full kit online. And then you kind of just, you know, you play with that for the pleasure of playing with the kit, if that makes sense. But it's like you kind of have your little early game set up and your mid game set up and blah 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 blah. And that's honestly where Cyclops feels kind of like, because all you really have early game is your beam. Like you can use optic flash, but like you're never gonna have skill points for it. It's never gonna do damage unless you have like really amazing gear. And even then, it's just gonna do like a little chip.
You couldn't have chosen a yes.
Second boss fight coming up, and are we worried? No. We've had like, you know, it's just the magic of like different runs just have different vibes, you know. And the vibe here is like we just get all this like early game power from like, awesome gear. Oh, not the freaking bug jizz on the floor. Get that shit out. We are the minions of Xanadu. How little self-respect do you have to call yourself a minion of someone else? Like, you're not even going to be like, look, boss, like, we want to be called associates. We want to be called, you know, employees is fine. Followers, certain sense of austerity, but you know, at least it could be seen as being the product of like religious conviction or something, you know?
It appears my esteemed colleague Magneto is even more delusional.
Proponents, adherents, like anything but fucking minions. It's just like a weird thing to call yourself. Like it's something the villain calls you. You know, he's like, go forth, my minions. How can I not snipe this fuck with the aura? Talk to them, Sabretooth. Talk to them, my son. And yeah, we're gonna start going like 1-1-1 because damage is fun. And I've said it, your damage is like all this guy has. Same with Wolverine. You know, their old stink. Their damaging abilities are really good. The buffs are really good. The debuffs are kind of like you know, there's no reason to want to howl to CC enemies when I can use this to stun.
But mine...
Shut the hell up. Not a fruit bar. That was. But yeah. actually like a hot knife through butter. Alright, how am I for heals? We're good. Yeah. Oh wait, did I miss? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. That's fine.
Don't you now?
Did you like that, punk?
You can see the one thing we are not lacking is damage. We also kind of just bully him in this little corner here, he can't do much. Apart from smacking with that and that. Yeah, he can't do much. Alright. That's that. We actually kind of made that fight harder on ourselves by not clearing out all the Cersei, so he got that extra health bar. Not a big threat though. I don't really take that guy seriously. We struggled against him a little bit as Colossus though. Colossus just has a big hitbox. He eats shots that like other characters can, you know, sneak through. This is one of the things that makes Juggernaut hard to play. He has an even bigger hitbox than Colossus, and he can negate a lot of melee damage. But melee damage is like not typically what you're afraid of as Juggernaut, because you have a charge very similar to Colossus's, so you just kind of CC everything in melee and just bully away. Like it's constantly on the floor and being bashed around and stuff. That was also a scary aura, but you know, damage solves lots of problems in this game and most games like it. And right now, we just have damage. We have so much good damage because of the gear we found. I probably should have just blink portaled and then gone straight to the waypoint. Oh well. I'm gonna chat with a few people in the camp and hopefully get some like head pats and, you know, little chunks of EXP.
Well. The perfect
Oh,
element of meal.
well,
Now what?
Get out of here.
Hi. It's other than come back.
Where are my freaking head pats? Come on, give me something.
I wonder how long we're now that say that's why you if you want to you're quite well. What can I do for you?
Wait.
You're quite
Literally not a single head pat. We've done quests for all like half of these bombs and they give us nothing. Like, just absolute ingrates.
Hello.
Disgusting. Yeah, look at that. Look at that gear. We got electrical, we got psychic,
I might
and then
remind
we
you,
just got like
all
flat physical.
sales
This one's a
are
bit weak compared to the elemental ones, but I'm still glad to have that. We got nothing
Hello.
else. Beast, I don't
Yeah.
want to talk to you. Go away. I want to look at the... Bro, stop. body blocking the fucking danger room. Okay, so we got this and we got throw. Let's do these. I want the stats. I want everything I can get with this guy. I know we're kind of crushing
training
it right
course is
now.
activated.
That's RNG. That's
Begin.
because we got good gear.
Generating opponent.
As soon as we get to a point in the game where
Generating opponent.
I can't just like make scary
Generating
things disappear instantly,
Your course is now complete.
and that point is coming, we're going to really have problems because, you know, no invulnerability, no ranged advantage.
It's about time.
Like, you are constantly
training
going to be
course has
peeling
loaded.
the onion
You may
with this guy.
commence.
Constantly.
Generating opponent.
Oh, that's right, we're supposed to be
Generating opponent. Generating opponent. Excellent.
Like, if you've ever played an old FPS game and understand what, like,
Generating
door
opponent.
fighting is,
All objectives have been
it's
successfully
gonna be like
achieved.
that. Like, that's
Course
how
is
we're gonna
now
have to play
complete.
so much
Well
of this
done.
game. But, like, door fighting in melee. And that's... So, it's like this, right? If I'm a ranged character, like, I can bait, like, let's say there's a door there, right? And let's say this is all just normal terrain, but, you know, there's a wall here, there's a hallway coming down here, there's a hallway coming down here, and there's a door into a room here. Now, if I'm a range fighter, I have this corner to mess with you, I have this corner to mess with you, and I have this corner to mess with you. As a melee fighter, I have this corner to mess with you, maybe this corner to mess with you, depending on the range of my abilities, and then I have this corner to mess with you. So I miss this entire sightline. It's not safe for me anymore. And there's a lot of situations where, like, you know, you just can't get a good corner. Like, you know, or where, like, you have to, like, you have a good corner, but you have to kite away from it and lose it. And range characters are just better at doing that. Like, they're better at pulling aggro and controlling the amount of aggro they pull. They're better at, like, you know, coming into fights from, like, perfect positionings where you, like, isolate off groups and then just kind of take them out one at a time. Essentially, you know, you're just slowly peeling an onion, right? They're better at that. And, you know, they ideally, everything that isn't ranged doesn't hurt them. So they have a kind of magic inbuilt damage negation. That's just part of their kit. That's part
Quickly,
of just
get
simple
out of-
ranged advantage. But a lot of the melee characters in this game, admittedly, their kits at base are so overpowered. You know, that they just kind of bully their way through anyway. Like, it's tempting, but I can't let this lag too far.
Thank heaven, thanks.
How we going? Yeesh, I'm so low on energy.
Give me your best
Go
shot.
back to pots. Out of here, buds. Boys. Yeah, we just bait the man and...
My way.
So unless, like, I'm going to have to put a lot of points into this, like, not a lot, but at least, like, maybe 10, just so I have some damage reduction, some, you know, some ability to like use my health as a resource without it just like, you know, disappearing when anything like genuinely dangerous attacks it. Otherwise, I just don't see how that's going to work.
Got a target here.
Should have gotten my way.
This is a really good ability, like, not just early game. The stun means it's good all game. Some free EXP there, bit of money, bit of potion. Oh, there is actually one homing beacon I can get here because I have the Brotherhood. Brotherhood. Yeah, the Brotherhood. It's definitely. It's like the Brotherhood, but, you know, it's a Brotherhood. You guys probably don't know what that is, and I'm not gonna like embarrass you. Like I'm gonna let you pretend you know what it is. I'm not gonna embarrass you by telling you.
Should have gotten my
You
way.
can just kind of like quietly Google it and pretend like you always knew. Ranged enemies in this game are really good at leading. But you can kind of just like do this and it just breaks them. They don't know what to do with it. And I love it. But that kind of typical just like circle strafe type kiting around them, like they ain't got time for your shit when you try that. They will just plug you.
Stop him.
If you want that aura out of here. We've got multiple elites here. Don't want to like inadvertently kite them into another group. Man, doing really well for health, like, just not, like, we're just killing shit before it can really hurt us too much. But as I say, eventually you get to a point where, like, if you range damage, yeah, that's a viable strategy to have all game. But as a melee fighter, it's a little bit more dicey. You have to be able to take some damage or negate damage.
I need help.
You're right. You do need help, but you're not getting any. I can't break that wall. So sad. Jerk. Look at that. Yeah, be gone. Go with you. We want to clear this area out, get the tech station and everything before we get Blob, because he gets in the way.
Target here.
How does that miss?
Shouldn't have been.
So like, it's so easy to just snipe them and not have them in the aura, but see how they like are kind of on a leash? And that's 3 elites there that will have an amplified damage aura, and you know, if you actually have to go in and kind of brawl it out with them, it will be super dangerous if you can't peel them apart. We're just lucky that we have enough damage. We kind of just burst them down easily.
You ain't getting away from me!
Who's trying? And when you play someone like this, you just feel like a killing machine in the early game because you have that like AoE damage, but you still have like boss damage. You know, even like this skill just gives you a little bit of mobility, a bit of CC. It's killing everything. It's so good in there. It's not as good as Divine Blades. Kurt's level, like the freaking level 1 skill that's better than like your level 7 skill. But yeah, if you want to play a glass cannon in this game, I would 100% recommend Kurt over this guy or Wolverine. They both, pardon, they both have to face like a lot of the same problems in terms of like, yeah, we might as well get that. It's not going to make that much difference. I'm not going to use it until it's higher level because it costs too much freaking energy. That's perfect. But yeah, definitely better at playing Kurt. He has way better damage mitigation with the dodge skill that gets up to like just flat dodging, like 30% attacks or something.
Looking so good.
That doesn't mean you're a tank, you know, but it just gives you like just gives you a little bit of mitigation. But Kurt also has really good mobility, and his damage, especially against single targets, is better than even these guys. Especially with his ult. His ult is just like the ultimate boss killer. But, you know, it'll clear a room full of normal enemies as well. And it does eventually get up to like, 20 targets or something. And even the toughest elites, it can just insta-jib them. See, like, that was a dangerous mob, but we don't have any need to, like, peel that, because at the moment, because of those, like, good gear, we have damage, and damage solves so many problems.
Come on, buddy. What?
Don't put your face there. Oh, that's right, I gotta destroy the stupid bombs first. You can actually just ignore this guy, I think. You just leave him here to like hold the thing together like forever. Oh my god, come on, please. I'm not a platformer, I'm not good at this. Don't make me cry here. No, 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 no. Oh. Alright. It's done. Whee! Because we're a chunky boy.
Thanks for saving me. Well, we ain't...
Get down here.
Who's bad?
Alright, let's get out of here. Blow this freaking hot dog stand. Put our sunglasses on and just walk away in slow motion. It explodes.
It's good to see you guys.
This is not about the story. This is a solo hardcore playthrough of anyone is watching. If you like the
Very
story,
good. If
it
you
is a
d-
good story. I would recommend playing the game, but also I have
You're not going any further. My name
I have a less
seems
favor,
you
so we
owe
can
the
buy
blood
her
you-
off if we want, but
Good.
no.
Come a little. I assure you, this will be most unpleasant.
Okay, I just literally did a 180 instead of actually like hitting it with that ability. It's okay. Alright. Oh, the damage we're doing though is amazing. How does that not hit? Madam. Don't go heal in the middle of the fight. It's freaking rude. The hitbox on that is the biggest freaking pant load. It will never not shit me to get dinged by it when you're like clearly visually so far out that the hitbox just extends like a freaking magical force. But honestly, like the damage here is really good when we're actually landing these shots. But these early boss
You have
fights,
to
they're more a
focus.
practice in
Fight
like
harder.
frustration with CCs and stuff like that. How do I auto target on the fucking statue? I don't know how anyone actually plays games like this on controller. I am doing mouse and keyboard, but this was a console original, so it just has balked auto targeting because of controller compatibility, which is fine.
You have to
You know,
focus. Fight harder.
this game wouldn't exist at all if it weren't for the console, so I can't complain about that.
You have not seen the last
That
of
was
me.
so easy. In terms of like just how much damage we were doing, how little damage we were taking. Very comfy. And you can loot this area if you need money, if you want. You know, every time you, as it's a boss arena, all of these crates and stuff like that will just instantly respawn if you leave this map tile, so you can either just leave that way and come right back through the entrance, or you can take this extraction point back to your base. And hounds, we respect hounds, especially when they spawn with a bunch of other enemies. Because slow is dangerous. That guy was an asshole. And no sympathy for him. Without hounds, these guys are no muss, no fuss.
Where are you
Really
going?
easy to just kind of bish and bosh your way through. So I'm gonna have to grab someone with telekinesis or teleportation in order to actually
Magneto.
complete this quest. But then we'll get rid of them. I'm also going to have to go AFK for a moment. Apologies. I should really switch to a, you know, be right back type screen. I do have one. However, if I do that, this game will alt tab. And every time this game alt tabs, there is some chance that it will crash. I suppose I could have saved there. Relaunched it if necessary. Now, we're going to get Magneto to open this door for us, and then we're going to boot him out because this is a solo run. I kind of want to solo this with everyone, with the exception of like characters who are just clones of each other. So if I do it with Pyro, I'm not going to do it with Sunfire. I'm doing it with Wolverine, with Sabretooth now, so I'm not going to do it with Wolverine. I asked someone to literally pick a number, you know, between like I can't remember how many characters I had narrowed down. And they landed us on Sabretooth, and I thought, you know, Sabretooth kind of stinks. He and Wolverine are really good in a team, where they just kind of have a DPS role. But on their own, oof. You know, you're a melee character, you have to run face first into everything, and you have no, like, effective damage mitigation. See how the little circles just completely box their ability to target you? I love it.
Oh, thank you. Not really, kind of. I don't know. I'm getting out of here.
I'm getting out of here. That's the voice of a man who's been stuck in a very small room for several days with no bathroom. I know that voice because I was that man.
All right, time for a little exercise. Send more guards.
Send more guards. We respect hounds enough to kite them away and kill them if possible, because that's slow. When there's a bunch of them whomping you at the same time, is extremely dangerous if you just run face first into it. Yeah, this is fine. We'll be able to use this for the act boss. Yeah, look how much freaking passive strike we got. Like, damage is not, you know, like our abilities do good percentile damage like right from the off. Like, they're just well statted, they're strong. And then, you know, we've got all this freaking strike that we just get for free. Like, there's not, you know, we can't not get it, you know. And then we've got like a claw mastery ability for like more damage and crit strike. Like, these guys just do a lot of damage. And then they've got this passive that just increases their attack speed, and it increases the speed at which you can use their abilities as well. Damn, I thought we'd snipe that guy. See, this is one of the things with like me, like I didn't want to have to kite it all the way back here, and I can't really effectively, you know, bait it to like a short sight line there. So it's just like, it's a patience test that I just failed. Thankfully, the enemies aren't particularly dangerous, so...
Oh, I can't tell you.
You know, there was no...
Oh, thank...
no great fear of not surviving it or anything. We're doing really well. We got some like really lucky with these like early game plus damage gear, so we just have so much damage at the moment. We just kind of delete things before they can really become problems, and can play a little bit foolishly. Oh yeah, that's way too many freaking hounds to mess with. So here is like where do I even bait them back to? Because it's just long sightline, long sightline, long sightline. How does that not hit? Alright, here's what we'll do. At least if we corral them up. These things are so dangerous. Like, we can barely move. It's just like, lucky there's only one of them on you when you get that slide. Like, in my case, is that there's only one of them on me. Like, if you had to kill them one at a time, like you didn't have any kind of AoE, you'd have to just run away and keep kiting,
About time you people got
peel the onion and so on. But if you tried it and got that slowed, then there's no running away. And if there's like 3 or 4 hounds on you that you can't kill quickly because you don't have the damage, so we actually are not doing too bad for homing beacons here. We're still going to get at least a little bit of bonus EXP, so that's something. And we will at least get the portal unlocked as well. Oh, there's so many of these jerks in here. But we just don't respect these guys at all when they don't have hounds around. Like, for one thing, if you need to, it's very easy to just physically dodge their beams. We don't really even need to do that, though. But they're more of a nuisance enemy because of the kiting, and that only becomes a real problem in like a big open area where they kind of spread out and they all kite in different directions, and they're just chasing them all down is painful. It's a huge patience test. And the other thing is, you know, they can kite you into other things that are dangerous.
Where are you going?
There's a spot in the game where they use that like, really brilliantly to just bait you into like some really devilish like situations. Absolutely fiendish. Little combo. I see a scary aura there. I see hounds. We're gonna give this a little bit of respect. Why do you just...
This one's mine. We've gotta stop it.
Who's bad?
No reason to go down there.
Where are you going?
To your mama's place. Don't worry, I have a key. And we're just kind of going through this really comfy. It's funny, I was kind of hoping Act 1 would be a bit of a struggle with this guy because he does start like down a skill point. I mean, look, we had to struggle in the freaking Cersei tunnels. I don't know why I'm fucking around with that, because if you get slowed in the radiation aura, that's so freaking dangerous. But like, this is the confidence that just having good damage gives you. You just like
I'm getting out of here.
go in and you feel like you're just gonna kill anything before it really causes you any problems.
I'm getting out of here.
Where are you going? Don't let them escape.
I love some of the stuff you can do in this game. Like, I wish it were more relevant to the gameplay, like the combos. The combos are definitely relevant. And they kind of force relevance into them, like by using the combo shield system, which I kind of like that and I don't like that. It's like, hey, why not just make them like inimically beneficial in your game design? But yeah, that system maybe could have a teensy little bit of work, but it's like, I love the attempt that they put some like beat 'em up type mechanics into the game just to differentiate it a little bit. And the extremes, like, you know, someone was like thinking about beat 'em ups, you know, like Streets of Rage type games, because like they usually have big ultimates as well. Alright, we must continue on. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on a piece of map geometry. You have to like, it's like being in the Lost City or right there, you have to fight the geometry to escape. We are under level at this point, because I should have some stuff that I don't have. But it's fine. We'll just thug it out. I do like to get my extreme for the boss fight, but honestly, like, unless you're Kurt, it's not going to make that much difference to his HP pool. Though it can be nice in the blimp stage of the fight. To just clear all the ads. Bonk. Yeah, see, it's so cheeky of them to like put the hound at the back like that. It's so cheeky of those two abilities to just completely whiff on that freaking hound, but whatever. But yeah, they put the hound at the back like that. So it's like, you see those two guys on their own and you think like, okay, that's not a problem.
so much.
I'll just go kill them. And then the hound comes out and you're like, oh shit, hound. But obviously I know there's going to be hounds in all those rooms. So you just go through with a little bit of patience. Patience solves so many problems in games like this. And not letting the enemy bait you as well. Like, you be the baiter. You be the master of baiting. See, this guy he comes to us. Instead of us going down that sight line and being dragged all the way away. again, in the same doorway, the same ability just completely misses in the same way. And then that misses. It's fine. It's one hound. It's not that scary. Alright, that's a free skill point, which we are definitely going to want. But not necessarily right now, as long as we get it before the boss fight. All shall be good. Do we want to go up here? Not just yet. Not being able to one-shot the hounds is a little bit tragic. Because they're definitely an enemy that, like, being able to one-shot them is going to make them... That guy is freaking commando rolling out of... This guy just comes around the corner and whacks us with his freaking gun. This is absolute freaking try-hard minions in this room. Get out of here.
Get out of my way!
Wow. Maybe they're angry because they've been guarding her and she's a complete bitch. Possibly. They're like, oh good, someone we can take our frustrations out on. Alright, bonus EXP down here. Gotta love it.
Greetings.
Bonus EXP. These do not get bonus. This lady. I can't believe it. I need a fucking lozenge. Celebratory hops, and then we'll look at that big chunk of EXP. Very nice. It's actually kind of pissy, the amount you get. And this will be very nice for the Yak boss. Yeah, let's miss strike for a moment. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to set my keybinds, because my keybinds are so blocked because of the, like, I just do custom keybinds each time, because, you know, depends on what abilities you're using. Wait. Alright. Your button 1, your button 2. How's that? That works. So this ability looks exactly the same as the other claw ones, but it does bleed damage. Which, yeah. It's damage over time, but it's strong, stackable damage over time. It's not like poison, radiation, any of that nonsense. Alright, this time we're not missing. Get out of here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I knew Magneto would never... Hey guys, this is Blink. There's...
What the freaking Magneto? Where is Magneto? Magneto's back in the fucking camp. You know, he's sitting on a log. Eating fucking biscuits and drinking instant coffee. Like, I don't want to hear about fucking Magneto. I'm here on my own. Can I get some props? Notice me, please, NPC senpai. What, this guy just randomly made of bricks? He had altered genetics. They're always super tanky. A little bit light on energy pots, but, you know, that's
Where are you going?
the reality of playing Sabretooth. Or Wolverine, for that matter. How does that not hit? Hold on. I'm gonna break that first. Grab me the tech station. Give it to me. So I would normally like to have my ultimate by this point. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get it for the boss fight, which is just like suck, but it's fine. Like it's not like you can't win without it. Just makes your life a little bit easier. If I had done the trivia game, I'd have it.
Well, that was
That,
getting you. Anytime, my friend.
Anytime, my friend, you're a fucking legendary cunt. And these guys, extremely dangerous because of those CC radials. That said, we can stun them, so, you know. All's fair in love and... Oh my gosh, I just went to like scratch my face. Like just as I saw that freaking aura. Bro, where is this fuck going? Jesus Christ.
This ain't gonna take long.
But yeah, going through this area, which is one of the first like big, somewhat dangerous fights in the game. Of course, it perfectly hits the map geometry and does 0 damage. But yeah, going through here with a ranged character is so much smoother. Again, of course, yes, literally throw it at the fucking wall.
Where are you going? Help me now!
So something you have to bear in mind with enemies in this game is that they have their own abilities. Abilities don't care about your defense rating, just as your abilities don't care about the enemy's defense rating. That's why attack ratings and defense rating are kind of meaningless. But abilities don't care about your defense rating, and the animations are not interruptible. So you can stun an enemy or something if they've started the wind-up for an ability-based attack, which is usually some kind of like radial shockwave punch that knocks you down, you know, whatever. Even if you CC them, they'll still finish it and potentially CC you. And then since they have buddies who are also going to join in the CC train, that they're going to run on you. Choo-choo, motherfucker. It can get you killed.
Well, you can.
So you actually want to try to bait out the ability first if you can. Here we don't really have space to like kite them back when they come rushing us, so we're just going to try and land a stun on them at long range and stop them even winding it up. But there we had to kind of kite. See how he got the stun off there, even though we stunned him? Well, not the stun, but the pop-up. But you just have to walk backwards to avoid it. It's not that tricky. Like, this game is not mechanically complicated. And let me see, we got a danger room mission we could do. I might be able to squeeze out this level and get the ultimate. That would be just peachy. Yeah, I'd really like that. And let's see how quick we kill Rady Death Strike. That's what she calls herself, by the way. I'm not being offensive or anything. I can literally show you the sound clip. But yes, see how quickly we actually kill her. This should be pretty decent.
The course is now active.
Pretty decent.
Good luck.
When I'm finished here, they won't be able to identify you with dental records.
as you can see, stacking bleeds can be super effective. The problem is, it's super expensive EP-wise, especially because to really stack them effectively, you need to use your attack speed buff.
Need more power to do that.
Qualifying exam has been completed.
That was good.
Grade
We got our level.
passed.
We got a bonus skill point.
Congratulations.
And one thing is like, sometimes getting an extra skill point just doesn't feel particularly great because you just don't really need it. Just like, I don't need it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, but if you're gonna give it to me, I'll just let it sit there. That's kind of how it feels sometimes. But you will never, never, never be sad about getting bonus skill points with these guys. Like every like we got places to put a skill. Don't worry about that. You want to give me some extras? I'll take them. I got places to put them. Trust me. I'll find places to put them. But yeah. The problem is we haven't actually farmed an extreme token, but we should be able to do that. Actually, we won't be able to use one in the first stage of the boss fight, but we will in the second stage. Also, I just remembered that I needed to come here for energy, so let's yeah, make sure we get that. Also, I believe I don't really need to buy these now, but I probably should because I'll forget, and then I'll go to Act 2 and, you know, lose access to them because the store will like reset. This is pricey, but I think it's worth it. I don't mind being down a few grand. Oh, look how much junk I have in my inventory. Hold on, I should probably sell that. No, astonishing we keep.
I think you'll find my prices to be most reasonable.
Astonishing we keep. Yeah, if I had my ult up, I would go in there, but it's a little bit spicy without the ult. Let's try to be sensible about this. Oh yeah, I have a bonus skill, don't I? All right, where are we gonna put this bad boy? Yeah, maybe in here, maybe some Talon Mastery. Get a little bit of extra damage. I'd be a little bleh. Alright, give me a moment here. I'm just gonna pull myself a small glass of the good stuff. Coca-Cola this time. Coke Zero. As I said. I'm easy on the Coke versus Pepsi question. I typically buy Pepsi myself if both are available, but I'm good with Coke. Coke is good. You know, I even like some like Jarritos or there's the new one, the Palestinian one that they're selling around here. That one's pretty good. Though they don't have a zero sugar one of that. So
You've come to collect what's rightfully yours. You're going to need a lot more. Ma, we
Quiet.
found oven core. I hope you appreciate the gravity of this situation.
So yeah, not a lot we can really do with this guy aside from just get in here and stack some bleeds.
More power to do that. Some people think I'm a real drag. Need more power. I hope you appreciate the gravity of this situation.
We don't actually have to kill him all the way. We just need to get him down about 2/3.
This really sucks, doesn't
I really don't like this. Is such a weird thing. It's just a pause button on the fight. Like he doesn't do any damage to you, you don't do any damage to him. You're just kind of being ragged all around for no reason.
This really sucks, doesn't it?
Why does he sound like he's gargling mouthwash or something when he laughs? Oh, hold on a second. Scratch my eyebrow.
This really sucks,
How do I not just
doesn't it?
easily go around that? Because I'm a scuffed old man. And off he goes. That was way easier as Cyclops, but obviously having the range advantage on a melee is easy. But at least we'll have an ultimate for the next part of the fight. Or an extreme, as the game calls it. And you can always farm a good amount of potions and stuff here. Just go around the room, break these barrels, break the barrels, break them for free. Get your stuff, get your goodies. You know, just pirouette into the barrels, be a creature, and, you know, have a good life. We're about to go blimp surfing, which is pretty freaking cool. It's kind of metal. Like, blimp surfing while throwing explosives at each other. Pretty freaking metal. And we got a timer here, but that's fine. I'm gonna break all these boxes because I like breaking boxes. When it comes out, the dopamine of like all the stuff just exploding out of them is too much. I cannot deny it to myself. How do I miss it? Get him on the way back. And look at that, we just kind of topped up on everything and got a big chunk of cash monies into the equation. Can't complain.
You fool!
Yoo-hoo, we really are I have no idea what that means, but that's what he just said. Don't even question it. Why does he laugh like frickin' Woody Woodpecker?
Oh, I'll never tire of this game.
Please just get away from the bomb, you assholes.
Wanna go out with a bang?
Help! Surround him!
Wanna go out with a bang?
How does this ability is so hard to aim in like an open area. Anyway. So you see, one thing, his ult does do a good chunk of damage to the stuff that it hits. It's not a Nightcrawler roll. It's somewhere between, like, something like Demolition and Nightcrawlers. Just come over here, please. Don't be annoying. Thank you. Yeah, you're dead.
Once you
You were a dick. warning you. Now,
Hey, thanks for staying.
wow, I
Oh,
finally
you
get
got me.
some freaking head pats
Come back.
from someone. About time. Okay, I have my ult. I have a good amount of potions. Let's go in here. This is scary, but it will end it will be a nice sort of bookend. So, yeah. We deny them the sightline. We don't have a lot of space to kite them, and here come their bodies. This is super dangerous. Oh, we take a lot of damage, but we do a lot of damage. And once they're gone, the rest of the stuff in here is pretty free. Just some shitty beetles. Give them the old shitty beetle we used to see at the pro shop. The pro shop was next to a driving range, and you know, they couldn't like legally send people around to like collect balls outside of their property, so kids would go do it for them, and then they'd bring a bucket of like golf balls to the pro shop, you know, and like, hey, we collect all these balls for you. And if they didn't like the kids, they'd say, you know, give them the old shitty beetle, and they'd give them the shitty beetle, which is a type of candy. I don't know if people call it a shitty beetle. The dirty beetle, that's right. Give them the old dirty beetle, that's it. Why am I calling it the shitty beetle? I think I'm thinking of that freaking band. How does this not hit? I'm thinking of the band from freaking Wayne's World, the Shitty Beetles, which is not even a real band, but whatever. But yes, it was the old dirty beetle.
That was a most
That was a most impressive victory. Now let's go. Don't crash my game, please, cinematic. And I'm gonna save and wrap up this stream. 2 hours for Act 1 is not bad. We got some really, really nice luck here. I don't mind. Yeah, really good luck with gear. Before that, oh lord, it was a struggle. Peeling some of those freaking onions in that first underground section was kind of stressful. I don't mind saying it.
Indeed, I'm afraid. All that of utmost.
And this act shouldn't be too bad. Although the New Ali Gateway could be kind of painful, but I am going to make sure I have good resistances. Anyway, all we can do now is save and just keep pushing on when we get the chance. Which we will get soon, but not right now. Thanks to anyone who checked in.